Are you putting in the work but just not seeing the results you expected? You are not alone. Lots of people are making these 5 most common fitness mistakes, and it's totally sabotaging their weight loss goals. And the worst part is that science proves these are totally mistakes. Today, let's break these down so you can start seeing results. Number 1 is doing too much cardio and not enough strength training. And I actually did an entire video describing and explaining why cardio keeps you fat. So if you want to dive into the details, you definitely want to check that out. But you guys, running on the treadmill to just burn calories is not the answer. When you do too much cardio, you actually spike cortisol, which is a stress hormone. You induce inflammation, and you can actually reduce your metabolic rate, or the number of calories you expend in the day doing nothing. There was a study looking at heavier individuals exercising more, and it actually dropped their metabolism by 15%. So you would have to run 350 miles or cycle on your bike, like ride your bike for more than 1,000 miles to burn just 10 pounds of fat. Like, that is a lot. So if you are out there and you're running marathons, you're doing a lot of endurance cardio, that could be keeping the fat on, specifically around the belly. The body actually holds on to calories when we exercise more than what's good for your body. And the reason why is I want you to think of it like a freezer. And the body has these freezer stores of fat that it holds on to when it knows that you're expending a lot of energy through exercise. And when your body knows you're going to go and expend a lot of calories through exercise, it's going to have more storage there for more calories that you can tap into quickly. So if you expend calories in a smart way through resistance training, then your body doesn't need to hold on to all these extra calories. The leanest person carries about 70,000 calories worth of extra energy and fat. When you expend a lot of calories through, I'm going to call it chronic cardio, it's a stressor. The body doesn't like this. And so what's going to happen is your metabolism is going to slow, and your body's also going to start to pack on excess fat weight. I want you to think that this excess fat weight acts as a storage unit for calories. So if your body is in this stress state thinking, oh my gosh, she's gonna go run 6 miles, or oh my gosh, he's gonna go on the elliptical machine for 45 minutes to an hour plus, it's gonna think, what do I need to do to protect the body? Well, the body knows it needs all these calories, and so it starts to store these calories as fat, specifically around the belly. We know that chronic cardio, doing too much cardio, actually signals to the body to store excess fat weight, again, specifically around the belly. Many people think that running on a treadmill for hours is the best way to drop weight, but actually, it can slow your metabolism over time. Research shows that individuals who do more cardio actually have a slower metabolism, sometimes upwards of 15%. To fix it, what you want to do is you want to get off of the elliptical machine. You want to reduce the amount of running that you're doing and focus on resistance training. If you're uncomfortable going to the gym, you don't have to do that. If you're uncomfortable lifting weights, you don't have to specifically lift weights, but the ticket is that you want to overload your muscles in some way. So that can be resistance training, that can be body weight exercises, that can be lifting your dog's food or your kids or your grandkids, but somehow we have to overload the muscles about 3 times a week minimum. The sessions don't have to be long, maybe 25 minutes. Mistake number 3 is not prioritizing rest and recovery. And I've done this myself. I do really enjoy working out. I was a professional ballet dancer. I am used to exhausting my body. I often have felt that if I'm not exhausting it enough, I'm not making progress. But actually, the opposite is quite true, and I've had to learn this myself, and so I'm sharing this information with you. That working out and exercising every single day actually can cause inflammation in the body, and you'll see that you actually reduce your gains rather than impact it in a positive way. So what you want to make sure is, number 1, that you're getting getting enough sleep. And I've done an entire video talking about the importance of sleep and how to improve your sleep. So if you are interested in that, or if you think not enough sleep or poor sleep quality is impacting your overall health and negatively impacting your weight, then you should definitely check out this video. In general, we want to make sure that we're sleeping about 7 to 9 hours a night. That helps us recover. We secrete specific hormones when we're sleeping adequately. That helps with gaining muscle and maintaining muscle. That helps with dropping weight. That helps with staying full and not having cravings all day. So if you feel like the opposite is true for you, it could be because you're asleep and you need to take a look at that. Also, making sure that you do take rest days. It's really important. So I would say about every 2 to 3 days, you want to take a rest day. That's at least one rest day per week. If you take, say, 2 rest days during the week, that is okay. Now, on that rest day, it doesn't mean that you should just sit all day. Right? Sitting all day is also not a good thing for our body. Getting up and moving is helpful on a recovery and rest day. I would still suggest to get in a brisk walk, maybe a 30-minute, 45-minute brisk walk. Get in your 8,000 to 10,000 steps during that rest day as well. What it doesn't mean is adding another lift day or another high-intensity interval day or another cardio day where you're getting on the elliptical. You are much better off just going for a nice brisk walk than getting on the elliptical machine, for example, during that rest day. Mistake number 4 is ignoring strength progression, or basically not lifting heavy enough. So a lot of folks get into the weight room or whatever exercise they're doing for lifting something heavy and they keep the same weight. So let's say you're doing some bicep curls and every time you do the bicep curls, you lift with 10 pounds or 15 pounds. Well, your muscles are going to get stronger up to that point of overload, up to that point of resistance. And then because they're not being challenged to lift anything heavier, they're not going to grow in strength or in muscle quality. So what you need to do is continue to increase the weight at which you're lifting. As the example coming from the bicep curls, if you're at 10 to 15 pounds, then maybe we go from 15 to 17.5, like just a slight increase, 17.5 to 20 pounds. And you'll see that with progressive overload, increasing that weight that you're lifting, your body weights, the number of push-ups that you're doing in each session, even if it's just by one, you'll see significant muscle gains. So make sure that you not only track your workouts, but you increase the weight, you increase the number of reps that you are doing, and you do that about every 2 to 4 weeks or so. If you're tired of spinning your wheels and nothing that you do seems to make impact on your weight loss journey, then you should check out PhD Weight Loss. At PhD Weight Loss, we customize your nutrition and fitness plan to support your specific goals so that you will see success. Just click the link in the description to get started. Number 5 is relying on processed health foods. You know, there are so many health food bars out there that have claims that they're clean, that they're gonna help you build muscle, that they're gonna help you drop weight, when the majority of these bars are really just like processed candy bars. Snicker bars often have better macronutrient profile than a lot of these quote unquote health bars. For example, one bar that really comes across as this natural health food that I really don't like for the majority of my weight loss clients are Lara bars. Now, Lara bars, they might have 5 ingredients. They might have a good clean ingredient list. However, the majority of nutrition coming from that bar comes from carbohydrates. Now, the carbohydrates come from dates, but again, the body doesn't really care if a sugar is coming from a date or from cane sugar, or, you know, really that sugar, metabolically speaking, does the same thing. It's still going to spike your blood sugar levels and your insulin levels, causing a higher propensity to store that fuel as fat. I did an entire video on how to read a food label. I share this with you just because I want you to be aware of how to read a food label, how to look at an ingredient list. It's really important. If you feel like learning how to read a food label and a food list would benefit your journey, then you should definitely check out this video because I go into detail so that you know exactly what to look for when you are grocery shopping. Even if this bar fits within your macros for the day, these processed bars don't signal your body that you've been fueled to the extent of which the calories they are providing you. So let me explain this. My husband, for example, will go and eat a Quest bar. And this Quest bar will have 200 calories in it, 20 grams of protein. That's equivalent to eating, from a protein perspective, about 5 ounces of chicken breast. If he eats this Quest bar, it doesn't even signal to his brain that he's been fed. Like, he could eat 3 of those processed Quest bars. But if he eats 5 ounces of chicken breast, it's gonna tell his body, okay, yeah, I've had 20 grams of protein. Maybe I could tolerate a little bit more, but it's actually real food. Like, your body takes in that real food and it knows what to do with it. So if you are eating these protein bars to help support your body, but you just feel like you are hungry all the time or you're not dropping weight, I want you to take a look at these so-called health food protein, high protein bars, because they could be contributing to your high levels of hunger, your cravings, and your challenges around dropping weight. And the last mistake, but probably one of the most important, is not getting adequate protein in your diet. Even if you're getting adequate protein in your diet, it could be poor quality protein. Most of us should be aiming for about 0.8 grams of protein per pound optimal body weight. For example, let's say that right now you weigh 220 pounds and your target weight, that weight where you don't have any belly fat, is 150 pounds. You want to take 0.8 and multiply that times 150, and that will tell you how many grams of protein you want to consume in a day. Now, the next thing that's most important about protein is your timing. I always tell our PhD weight loss clients that there's 4 macronutrients. There's protein, there's carbs, there's fat, and there's meal timing. When you eat is just as important as what you're eating. And when it comes to protein, it's most important to get a big bolus of food, a big amount of that protein, with the first meal you eat and the last meal that you eat. It does something around muscle synthesis. It helps to support your muscles maintaining and building. So what this means is that you should be getting about 30 to 45 grams of protein for the first meal of the day. It doesn't matter what time that is, and your last meal of the day. So 30 to 45 grams, again, depending upon your gender, your body size, your fitness level. This amount does need to be customized to you, but this is a good range to reference. 30 to 45 grams in the morning and with your evening meal. And then you want to make sure that the quality's good. The best quality type of protein that you can absorb and utilize most efficiently comes from animal sources. So this would be like beef, chicken, turkey, any kind of seafood, or dairy. Like, one of my favorite forms of protein would be a full fat or maybe a low fat plain Greek yogurt. So you could have that in the morning with some nuts and seeds and maybe some berries on top if you like it like that, and maybe an egg or 2 depending upon your protein sources. But that type of protein is going to be much more bioavailable than, say, getting something from tofu or beans, which really aren't a protein source, or from a plant-based protein powder. You're going to be better off with a whey protein powder if you're going to do a smoothie. So you guys, focus on the amount of protein that you're getting, when you're getting that protein, and the type of protein to support your muscle mass. So now that you know what's holding you back, it's time to make these small changes, because I promise you they will lead to significant positive results. You guys, it is so important to focus on eating the right type of foods, training smart, and recovering well. If you want to take your fitness and your weight loss goals to the next level, then you should check out my video where I talk about the best meats for maximum weight loss on the carnivore diet. Here, I teach you how the right foods can supercharge your results. So just click the link in the description to learn more, and I'll see you on the next video.